we are in game 2 here of the Pan-Pacific qualifier here. Are you actually in the game? Sorry, I wasn't quite sure. Let's check.
Oh yes,
Awesome.
Sif here, 496, joining you, my big friend Benji, to cast some epic games for the finals.
Definitely, this is the Pan-Pacific qualifiers here. The first of 4. The top placing in this tournament will go through to play in the top 16, and we'll play against some pretty legendary players. I don't want to name drop. Actually, I'm going to name drop. But QC, Slush, Cowie, really top-end players here, and the best of this is going to go through. This will be a best of 5. Map 2 is Steps of War, and really quick shout-out, cybergamer.com.au is the host of this tournament.
Yeah, we want to say a big thanks to Cybergamer for hosting this. I mean, it's really great to get the 2 different servers to play games together, you know, after Blizzard's decision to make sure they're all separated. So it's really cool to see, like, the different evolutionary paths of different regions battling it out, and, you know, different builds that they've come up with. So I like the different game styles. I like that GGFight and Smace played it very safely, but also had, like, slightly different builds in that last game.
I got 2 comments. First one's really quick. I was actually told by Dell they're both in clan TA, Terra Australis, so quite interesting. Fight obviously also being in GG, but still pretty good clan. I was also told that the top 8 were 5 people from TA and 3 from NGen, so bit of strength there in these 2 clans. Yeah,
very interesting trivia there, and I know, you know, because we've just hosted some of the casted some of the NGen games, that they're an excellent clan too, and also have 2 players at the top of the ladder, as in position 1 and 2 in SCA at the moment. GG, excellent clan, reasonably new. They're only a month old, would you believe it? But they consist purely of gamers from the top 100/200 of the SCA server. So they're really, really high-ranking players, and it's excellent to see gameplay from these people. I'm not too familiar with Smace. Do you have any background information on him at all?
None at all. I mean, honestly, he's a relative unknown. I mean, I do kind of keep track of the tournament scene here in C, and I haven't seen him at all place top. So him coming forward here possibly plays on maybe the NA servers or something like that, and it's just come back for this tournament, seeing the prize pool, and it's starting to sort of attempt to join here, because there are NA qualifiers as well, but maybe he's just an Australian playing on NA. We'll have to see what happens here.
We've just had a shout-in from Dell saying Smace was a C-rank SC1 Protoss player, so he hits C+, apparently.
That's pretty good in Brood War. I mean, obviously not A+, but, I mean, I didn't actually play Brood War, but I'm not aware that many people did get A+ from sort of the C area. So, I mean, decent effort. Obviously an old Brood War player, a lot of those skills do carry on to this game. Skills more like sort of expanding, getting bases up. Those skills really aren't that sort of forward in many other RTSs, if I can really get that out. So a lot of RTSs are more micro-based, but StarCraft has always been macro-based.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think StarCraft's a really good mix of macroing up and trying to get the advantage of the larger army. But the thing that makes it interesting for me is the harassment. And the guys were just saying there that Smace has been known for his scout builds and you know, also harassing players. So we did see an attempt there before with the early Hellions, and we've also got the same kind of Hellion harassment anticipated now. I think it might work a little bit better in this matchup though, due to the fact, in this map, due to the fact that there's a much shorter rush distance.
Definitely agree with that. Steps of War is a tank map, but getting that early harassment done, you can win early, especially with a 5 Marine, 1 Hellion push. Obviously your opponent will have 5 Marines, and surprisingly 5 Marines and a Hellion beats 5 Marines. I mean, really?
Do the math.
Definitely.
And they've both gone for the 5 Marine. They've both got the convex or concave positioning there on the ramp, which is excellent, so all the Marines can get a shot off if they're attacked. So very, very similar builds once again. Now, we do have a starport opening.
I think GGFight will get some Banshees though. He has got the template ready. He did make that with the factory of the barracks. Didn't quite know. Irrelevant though. He should get some Banshees out, and Banshee harass coming from him. Whereas up here in Smace's base, just 2.
We have a push coming, mate. Just down the middle of that now.
Yep.
2 Hellions moving in. It's a really equally sized army. I think it's like literally the difference is 1 Marine, which is in favour of Smace, and obviously you have to cut that Marine due to the Fight had to cut that Marine due to the fact he's making Banshees.
Yeah, if
but
he
we've got an extra Hellion there.
And does use that ramp, he should be good. But we do have 3rd Hellion out now. This is going to be pretty micro-based, killing off the Hellion from Smace, but wow. Pulls back.
That was some really excellent micro there from Smace, which made his Hellions almost useless. I only took out, like, because it got splash damage in a linear format, right? Yep. Smace did manage to move them out and spread his Marines in such a way that those Hellions did far, far less damage than Smace's Hellions were doing damage to to Fight's Marines. So really good play there. But I think, we could have seen Fight pull back to his top of his ramp and just completely own that, not even have to worry about losing troops.
True. But I think Smace was doing that push to cover for this command center he's starting to build now. Sort of putting pressure on his opponent, force him back, and sort of, allow him to get the command center up. He's getting a bunker up at the top of the hill, but we do have a push. One Banshee will make a lot of difference here if he does move in now. This could be actually very devastating.
Yeah, especially if he uses that Banshee behind the line. Oh, look at those Hellions going to turn.
Wow, destroys those Marines completely. He's going to push in the main. There is one tank up. Tell me something. How do Banshees go against tanks again?
I think it's a pretty one-sided battle. It's like a bit of a chicka pow.
And that tank does die.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. Man, so we had a bit of spontaneous combustion there from Smace's Marines. This is going to be a really early aggression. See, they've both got the early expo intended, but this push from Fight could render it useless.
This is strong.
Should go. Oh no!
Does get the Helion though. No, Banshee comes in though. Oh, this could be big. He does get the tank. Will he get the tank out, or will he be able to build units in time? In fact, he's not going to be able to get Marines out in time. He can get this tank, taking a nice advantage, and possibly even get some SCVs in this time too. He is going to get this SCVs. Wow, here comes some damage right now.
These two reds coming out though. I would have liked to have seen Cloak being researched. I don't see any Cloak being researched again, which is the downplay that the downfall that Fight's Banshees had in the last game, and the fact that Marines can quite easily take out Banshees when there's 6 or more.
Those Marines were killed, but a fresh batch will come out now and we'll be able to defend that. He doesn't have much health left there.
Yeah, especially with a really good turret placement there too.
Yeah, he should pull back and repair it and just save that unit. There's no harm in just sacrificing it in right now. But he's gotten a huge advantage. Keep in mind right now, in all that, GGFight has his expo up and saturated, whereas Smace's has been sitting in his base.
Yeah, man, that's it. So, although it's been used to cool down mules, which is really awesome, it's full saturation. Sorry, Smace has full saturation of his mineral patch. He really does need to get that expo online so he doesn't mine out his main, which we saw in the last game, and so he increases that mineral income to be more on par with that is of Fight. Actually, if you look now, sorry, that was a misquote, due to the fact that Smace has a better income than Fight.
His command center was up earlier, and he was building SCVs for it, but it was only on one mineral patch. So, just oversaturating. He's moving him down now, although tank-wise, he is behind. There is 3 tanks versus, is that 2?
Yeah, yep.
I'd be worried about a contain here, because obviously right now, moving across the middle of the map and sieging up in the middle, really hard for Smace to do anything, and you can take a third behind that if you do want to. But you can also snipe the mineral patches from the low ground there if you do have sight, and he does have air superiority with his whole 2 Vikings there.
Yeah. I think very, very similar builds to what we saw last game, and I think this game's going to play out very similar. I think Fight, at the moment, has the upper hand. He had the upper hand last game. He's gone for almost an identical build, just 1 or 2 Banshees, some Vikings, tanks, Marines. I don't see any Medivacs online. Oh, there's one there. Does it say that? As you were just saying, hey, look, there's about to be a ledge. Perfect positioning of a tank there.
Wow, gets a free tank there. That is big, and he is in a position where he can snipe the depots, snipe the SCVs, sorry. He does have these 2 Vikings over the top here, just scouting. Smace is in an absolutely horrible position here. I don't know how he's going to come back from this. 4 tanks are set up at the bottom of his ramp, and he's all unsieged. Oh, this is going to be disgusting. Pushing in now.
No, with the bio. Really, really, it's a brash decision to rush in with your bio army, so that's going to be... It's so devastating to his overall power. Like, he should have just held back. Yes, it sucks that you're getting your natural expansion, taken down, but you can't push in with the bio like that and just sack...
Gets 2 tanks as well. GG. That will be game right there. Honestly, Smace is not going to be able to come back from this. He has a tank deficit. It would take an error right now from Fight to really fall behind here. More Marines coming out now, but Marines versus tank, that doesn't happen too well. But
yeah. But look, really well played there by Fight. Just being able to get that positioning so right. And
that early push though was so devastating.
Yeah, it was. It really was. And the thing I like about Fight, he's got excellent unit combination. There's a little bit of everything in there. There's not much I could comment on the fact that...
Yeah, just watching here, these Vikings showing you exactly why you need to control the air. Because you can see further. He just scanned to see what army he has, but he's just adding more and more tanks. The longer this goes for, the harder it is. he's actually losing his command center as well. In fact, not losing it. He's repairing it enough, but it costs minerals to repair. So, yeah.
That's it. So I like the fact that, you know, Smace isn't giving up. He hasn't called GG. He's going to try and hold it off and see if there's anything else he can do. But we do have Fight. He's taking his second expansion now, so his third base is, you know, about 1/4 done. And, you know, even if Smace does manage to hold this off and pull back in the game somehow, you know, Fight will have an economic advantage.
Yeah.
So So this is a best of 5, and this is the second game.
This is the second
Fight.
game. So Fight's looking like he's going to take this. I'm not going to call it until GG is said, but if Fight does win this, it will be 2-0.
Wait, sorry to interrupt you, but there's a little bit of a drop in the back there, just a cheeky drop just to distract him. But it wasn't very effective.
Yeah.
But
he did try that drop at the front and tried to snipe a tank or something. Got killed off there. Pulls it to the back here, and yeah, it gets chased off. Did he do much damage with that?
Oh, I mean, minimal damage, to be honest. I mean, he did with damage to the tech lab, and a couple of SCVs dropped down, but I mean, he lost, I think, 5 Marines in the process, so it wasn't, you know, really worth it. But you know, it was a bit cheeky, and you know, it did do the job of getting some of his units out of placement. I mean, if he overreacted there with all his units, then GGFight could have just walked into the natural, which, you know, still is being slightly effective, although it might be costing him more money than it's actually making at the moment.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get more tanks over there and really start putting the hurt on those SCVs. Like, there is room over there to get some more shots in, really. He can put more tanks there, he can get more shots, force more repairs, make him spend more money, and pull ahead even further. Although, Smace now looking to push out into his third.
Yeah, but look, a huge food difference here. We've got 157 to 94, and it's worthy of note that it seems like Smace doesn't perform that well under pressure due to the fact that he is being supply capped several times during this, obviously because he's been distracted. A couple of Marines dropping in the back again, taking it 1, 2,
he's pushing
3,
to the front, though.
4,
Has
5.
he spotted the back here? Yep. So Marines at the back, but he's also pushed out here. Smace has broken out down towards the goal here.
Major push at the front.
But he's pushing at the front as well. Oh, this could be interesting because Smace, his army is going for his natural. He will completely demolish this front, but this bio army coming through the back here, he's going to have to deal with that, or it's going to be a base race.
Yeah, no, there's obviously a huge difference in the amount of troops here. And the thing is, like, when Terran, they can float, yeah? So you can fly your base away. So base races are really not a sensible idea. However, I think GG's, like, overreacted and he's gone back to his main, like, to, for some reason, save it.
I don't know if it's an overreaction. If he can save that, he's obviously got the bigger army. If he does kill all that, he's won the game. This is his only hope right now.
Yeah, that's true, but I think, honestly, he could have just walked in with his main army anyway, because it's sizably different. And just taking out Smace's main anyway without having to really worry about losing, because all he would have to do, quite simply, is to fly off your CCs, and when main armies came to meet each other, like, it would have been a one-sided thing anyway.
Yeah, this army is demolished now. It's stuck at the back of the base. He will lose that army.
And that's it.
His natural is dead. His main is completely mined out. He doesn't have a third up. He has to say GG now. He's just that far behind. He has 2 Thors and 2 tanks.
Stubborn, isn't he? Smace is like, no, I will win with my 26 minerals.
But this army is just... oh my goodness, there we go. GGFight has gone up 2-0 in this best of 5, so 1 game away from progressing. First Australian to progress in the qualifiers. I'm not sure if the US have played their qualifier yet. Obviously, there is 4 for each, so we have, in the end, 8 Americans and 8 Australians fighting out for the prize at the end.
Woohoo! Alright, I'll tune into the next game. Actually, I will not be there for the next game, so good luck to you for seeing it.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Might catch you back if we have an extended series, goes to 5 games or something. But until then, I will join back in once we do start the next game.